Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button and keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. All right, folks, here we are after market close on Wednesday, October 18th. We're going to take an updated look at CEI. So CEI today finally busting through these upper levels that we had at 4372 and reaching all the way up to 5760 today. So really nice move on CEI, up almost 20% by the close of the day. So we need to put in some additional levels. And an uptrend here. So let's start with the uptrend. I'm wondering if I can draw this way back to here even. Let's see. It's a little bit, yeah, I'm happy with that. All right, so uptrend support here. We could basically just say, so there's a little dip and slip, but nothing catastrophic. Quick recovery, that's what we look for if it slips an uptrend support. And now, situated quite a distance from that on the daily. So uptrend support there if we continue to need it, because it was just there a few days ago. Now additional levels that we may see last time we were in this range. Let's see what caught our eye, or I guess see what catches our eye. 53.50, so right about where it is right now. That makes sense. You see all this resistance that flipped to sort of continuous resistance there. And let's see what we got here. Here, got a flip from support to resistance, 47.56. If it continues to want to fly, 59.21 makes sense to me. Yeah, more convinced of, say, this level here, 65.14. 68.11, and we'll put one more in for now. So there's some nice transitions, transition ranges. 71.30, was that 71.30? Yeah, sorry, I don't know, I must be tired today or something. So we see here, stretched up. We could say at this moment it stretched up toward that 59.21 level and just didn't have the oomph to get it there today, but it was already a pretty good move. So if it is able to move through there in the coming days, then we could look to see what it does at 59.21, and if it builds support, then we may see it try to stretch towards 65.14. For a stock that is such a low price, a move from 59.21 to 65.14 is a pretty big percentage change. We see today's gain was about a little over 8 cents, and that was almost 20%, right? So these small incremental shifts in price are quite significant as a percentage change. So those are the levels that I'm going to be keeping an eye on as we work through. And of course, if we lose price here, I would look for the uptrend support to hold. If that doesn't hold, then we have all of these levels down here, obviously, to be working through. So flipping over to the Think or Swim study, this is the 180 to 200 EMA cloud. That's way, way, way above. Still right now, that's in the 3s, so that's not playing a factor yet. But you see, it had spent all this time where it was sort of leaking slightly out of the bottom bound of the channel, and then a nice motion, what we always look for, nice motion back to the mid-range of the channel, built support over the mid-range of the channel, and now today is, sort of accumulated to make a nice gradual but powerful move up out of the channel. So as we would have seen previously, CEI can spend several days out of the channel in either direction. Right, you see that's here before it makes a move back to the mid-range. Now, hey folks, just so you know, you can get these videos early and ad-free. If you click on the description below and become a member, you can make that happen, and I really appreciate the support. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the rest of the video. That said, at some point I would expect it to move back to the mid-range. I don't know if it'll be soon or not, but right now I'm just most interested to see if it can continue to provide bullish activity outside of the upper bound of the channel. If that's the case, then that's really, really interesting. You see here this bullish momentum really continuing to take shape, not just on the TTM squeeze histogram, but also here. You see built its base along the mid-range of the channel and then started to hit its head on the upper bound of the channel, but continued to build support at higher and higher levels. So here it's in about the mid-wave of that bullish uptrend wave cloud, and then here even further getting into the upper bound of that wave cloud, and now today sort of sitting right on top of that wave cloud while it's pushing out of the upper bound of the channel. That said, because it spent all of that time leaking that we were just talking about, it still is in a neutral trend per this study. So nothing sort of preventing it from continuing to push higher if it's able to, right? If the bulls continue to step in as they have been, we see the histogram, building bullish momentum. We see, the indication of where it's dipping and catching support, appearing as though it wants to continue to side with the bulls. So we'll see. There's also a bunch of macro forces at play, and you never know how that's just going to swing the entire market. And of course, these stocks, as we've seen, this case in point, can just swing violently and wildly in both directions. So sometimes it doesn't feel necessarily that there's a rhyme or a reason, but that there's just, a rug pull or a space rocket launch. It's like sometimes it feels like it's just kind of one or the other, and you're just kind of along for the ride and doing the best you can to figure out where it's situated on the chart and what the catalysts are and what the volume is looking like. That's always a big component to this. You'll see that in any of these spikes, and then even in any of the drawdowns, you can see how the volume interplays with that. So all these sort of things to try to put together to make sense of what may just be sort of like really illogical, irrational, strong moves in both directions. But that's what I see for the time being, levels-wise, trend-wise, and think or swim study-wise, if you will, channel and TTM squeeze indicator. All right, folks, I hope that you had a happy hump day. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.